as these gentlemen get their food, we'll get started with our program over here. And a couple of things that I would like to make announcements. Number one, as always, thank you to Granite Construction for the use of the facility and appreciation of everything that is used here. The blue containers are for recyclables. The other ones are for trash. Please don't throw your trash in the blue containers because the people here are like, hey, Rick. So, yes, ma'am.
Now, what color is the recycled color?
You know, I always figured it would be green, but they figured out how to make it blue. Don't ask me why.
Blue is recycled?
Blue is recycled.
I shouldn't put this in the blue?
No, Sydney, you can put it wherever you want.
People keep doing it,
I
so
didn't
don't
touch
do that.
Pursue that.
I'll leave that one alone, that's all I'm I would ask, today is, they're honoring Veterans Day, but also today is Marine Corps birthday. And as the Marines used to tell us sailors, we were good for giving them transportation. And as I used to tell them, we were good for giving them flyovers so that they could drop the bombs on them. So, but God bless the Marines and all of us. And I would ask everybody if they would please stand and join us in the pledge of allegiance.
Yes. I don't take a knee.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all, appreciate it. You know, one thing I learned about the 17-year-old kid in the Navy, what I have today, 45 years later, is I still have friends that I've met. And despite what we did in our careers, the best thing I ever learned was the value of getting to know the differences of people. And so to all our brothers and sisters that you serve, family members and everything else, thank you for everything you all do. We got a great program. And just a couple of quick things. I also want to, Jim Hurley, where are you? Jim Hurley has been recording with Red Diamond Production, has been recording all of our meetings, and they are available online. And one thing I would like to point out, we had a roundtable with Congressman Gosar. I know you got to be smarter than the computer. Anyway, on our website, Southern Arizona Business Coalition, we have a meeting. We had a roundtable with Congressman Gosar, and he doesn't mince any words. And he's been a big supporter of our industry. And some people might say he's a little bit too far and too strict, but he has stood strong for what we do. And he's also chairman of the Western States Caucus. And we're going to have Robin Barnes from ASARCO talk to us a little bit about ASARCO. But it's election year. And what I would ask of everybody to do is pay attention to the candidates and really get to learn the issues and then share the message. We don't tell people how to vote, but an ignorant vote doesn't do us any good. We need people to be informed and understand the issues, and then for us to take a position, whatever it is, one way or the other. So as you mix with your friends, your fellow employees, your families, and my grandkids, I give them a lot of credit. They ask me questions because they know their grandpa's a recovering politician, but that's beside the point. So, but there's no harm in educating our kids and our grandkids about the importance of understanding the vote. So, Cindy, you got some messages?
Time for introductions, and remind everybody, if you haven't paid online, I'm passing the bucket. Put $15 in the bucket.
All right. And for those I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Rick Grinnell. I'm the Vice President and partner with Bill Ossemacher for the Southern Arizona Business Coalition. And my co-host,
Sydney Hayes, President of Amigos. Thank you.
Thank you, Sydney. Stacy, you want to start with us today? We're from Florence Copper to tell us all the good news. Nice to know, good to know what we should know.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I will. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to give you your own.
Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Hi, how are you today? Good. Well, first of all, I just want to thank the Southern Arizona Business Coalition so much for the ongoing support for our 6 years of permitting for a pilot test facility. But I'm pleased to announce, and I think Dan might have already been here giving this update, but our UIC permit was upheld, and so we are starting our production test facility. We are drilling on site at Florence Copper, which sounds very strange to say after 6 years, but we are excited to start. The production test facility is a 1 to 2 year test facility, a demonstration of the in situ copper recovery method. And so we have started drilling injection recovery wells on site. If you go to our website, florencecopper.com, we do have a blog and we've been posting some site activity updates if you'd like to follow that. You can also follow it on our Facebook profile as well. But right now we are looking at construction of our SXEW facility around January, and the first copper cathode should be approximately Thanksgiving of next year, just to give you an idea of the timeline. Requests for proposals will be going out soon for construction. And just a reminder that this is phase 1 PTF. There will be many more opportunities as we move towards full commercial production. And we've appreciated your support during this time. We will be looking to get our permits all over again for full commercial. But in the meantime, we look forward to showing this in situ copper recovery method, doing this demonstration for residents and the regulatory agencies so that they can see that it's a really safe process. And I hope you come see copper cathode made in Florence soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Robin? You can put it on the belt, in your pocket.
Can everybody hear me? Perfect. Great.
You got it?
I think so.
Here you go.
Is this gonna work?
I hope so.
I'll just walk back and forth. My name is Robin Barnes. I'm the corporate land manager of Sarco and the project manager for the Ray Land Exchange. We have, after 29 months, have had some positive news, and so we thought we'd share it with you and see if we can get some support. Okay, thank you, Bella. Nope,
Disappear.
nope.
That was worse.
There you go.
Good.
Let me just do this.
I did that.
You got an ID person
Okay.
in the house?
We're going to start out with a brief legal history. ASARCO filed a mining plan of operation with the Bureau of Land Management in 1993. And the then Secretary of Interior came back to us and asked us to do a land exchange instead. We thought it was a win-win for everybody, so we went ahead and started that process. We went through the NEPA process and received a record of decision in May of 2000. It was promptly appealed by 3 environmental groups. And the BLM Arizona State Director denied the appeal in May of 2001. They then appealed it to the Interior Board of Land Appeals. And they denied the appeal in August of 2004. They then appealed it to the Federal District Court. They reaffirmed the decision of the IBLA. Then they went to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal, and they won on one narrow issue. And that issue is they claimed that, where am I here?
Yeah.
Okay. They claimed that BLM failed to compare the environmental consequences of ASARCO's potential future mining operations on selected lands with and without BLM's oversight and under BLM surface management regulations. So they remanded the final EIS back to BLM. They started the supplemental EIS in 2011. Took them 4 years to do that, and then in that analysis, they also were supposed to look at any significant environmental changes. So in May of 2015, BLM sent a notice of availability to Washington DC, and what that document is this a notice so we can publish in the Federal Register? And it sat there for 29 months. It went through probably 50 people that had to review it. So finally, we were able to get it out last month, and our supplemental EIS will be released next Friday.
Congratulations.
We want to wait to Friday.
So the property included in this land exchange includes the selected land, and that's the land that ASARCO has selected. It's approximately 10,976 acres within the Copper Corridor. It's around our Ray and Hayden operations. And then the land that we have offered to the BLM is approximately 7,300 acres. And all the land offered to the BLM is handpicked by them. This is what they wanted. They told us this is what they wanted. Most of the property, the offered land is in Mojave County, one small piece in Pinal County, and the property that we selected is in Pinal and in Gila counties. And this is just a statewide map. The starter areas are, gotta stop moving this because you guys get the noise. The starter areas are the offered lands, the lands offered to BLM. And then the triangular portions are those that we are looking to acquire. So moving forward, our supplemental EIS will be released on November the 17th. I'll point out that the original EIS was about 150 pages. The supplemental on these two narrow issues is over 400 pages. Once we have a 90-day comment period completed, BLM will then review and respond to comments and prepare a final EIS. We have confirmation from BLM in Washington DC that they want this to move forward on an expedited schedule. But of course, we can do expedited schedules here, but if we get back to DC and they do the same thing they did with the NOA, it doesn't do us much good. So we're gonna be looking to see if we can make that go through a little bit quicker. At this point, what we're looking for is support from the community on this land exchange within that 90-day period. And sometime in the future, we will have some talking points and some information that can assist you in putting together a comment letter to support the land exchange. Any questions?
How much money have you spent so far trying to go through this?
Probably more than the value of the land, both sets of land.
20 years.
Because we have to pay for BLM to do the work, and we have to pay for the third-party contractor to do the work.
And we had to acquire the land.
And we had to acquire the land, and pay the taxes on the land we acquired.
Even though you don't own the land yet?
The offered
acquired
land,
to exchange.
Oh, I'm with, okay.
yes.
Robin, is there any chance under the Trump administration and Mr. Zinke that this may change?
What do you mean?
Well, the time and the expense of going through all of this stuff.
We're at the comment period, so
No, I don't mean your land. I'm talking about for future land.
I think they're committed to moving this process through more quickly. Obviously, we went from a 150-page EIS to a 400-page supplemental. Narrow down the scope and the analysis to what is really needed. So I think they're committed to it, but then another administration will come in and it'll change. So
And how soon are we gonna be needing to get this?
the comment letter
Comments out.
closes mid-February.
Okay,
So we'll have something out here probably in December
okay.
for everybody.
You got any other questions? That's it, thank you. I know we have somebody else up here. Oh, Richard.
Did I,
You're okay.
okay.
We gotta plug you in as well.
No, I'll just.
Oh, okay.
Hey everybody, my name's Richard Locke. I'm the project director with Arizona Mining, or Arizona Minerals. We use them interchangeably. One was the US company and one was the Canadian company. I thought I'd just, Don gave a long update a couple months ago, so I just thought I'd update you on where we're at and the progress we're making and our plans going forward. So we've been very, very busy on site at the moment. We've got 15 diamond drills. running there, so we're drilling the heck out of it right now. And the purpose of that is to try and freeze our resource so we can do a feasibility study starting next year. So we're going to have a RFP out on doing that feasibility study. In the meantime, we're also focused on other work on site, which is doing the voluntary remediation of the old tailings and building a new tailings facility. So we have tenders out on that at the moment, and also a water treatment plant. So we're looking at that. And I mean, I know permitting is a tough business, and it takes a long time, and land exchange is even longer. And I worked at Resolution Copper for a while, and I got so impressed with land exchanges, I thought I'd leave and go to something else. But one of the key advantages we have at Arizona Mining is we think we can do this without federal permitting and just stick with state permitting. And having had our first permit from Department of Water Resources, gave us the permit to build our dam for our tailings facility. And they actually they had a 90-day review period, and they delivered it to us in 29 days. So they can do it if they want to, and I was really encouraged by that, and I was shocked by it because it was meant to come in February, and it came last week. So,
But that's just on private land.
that's on private land, but you know, we beat up on our regulators, but the Arizona regulators are doing a good job for us. So we need to encourage it. That's for sure. And so going forward, we'll hopefully, we have a public meeting for our APP permit and ZIPD's permit for the tailings and water treatment. That is on the 27th in Nogales. So that'll be public comment to that, and then touch wood somewhere, fake wood. We're hoping 2 or 3 weeks later we'll get our permits for that, and we can start work on those facilities. So I'm encouraged, but I'm never confident around permitting. So anyway, we'll hopefully they can deliver that, and we can get to work.
Now, you've got some RFPs out right now?
So we have, I mean, we've closed those tenders, but it was on the TSF, the tailings storage facility, and on the water treatment plant. And then we'll be going for an RFP on a feasibility study. And we'll also be putting the RFP out at the end of this month on the decline. So we're hoping in probably April, we'll start a decline down into the ore body.
Wow. That's quick.
That's good.
How is the Forest Service, I guess there's some land issues there, or crossovers, or how
So
are they treating you?
We're attempting to do a small tracts land purchase with the Forest Service, and started moving. I mean, it's 13 acres of land. It should be prescriptive and relatively easy, but it's taking a little while. But it's moving.
Okay.
So we are very, I mean, we have to design this project within our private lands, and that compromises the design, there's no question. We would use more land if we could, but we believe we can design a project within the private lands and then stay with our state permits.
So as you begin construction and development, how many people are you going to be employing?
So full construction, we'd be about 800. We're with the drilling we've got on there at the moment, we're probably 140 people on site right now, so it's relatively busy.
Is that including local hires? I mean, like in Patagonia?
Yeah. So the drillers come from all over, but most of the drill helpers will be local. We have a large crew there doing the core work. Those are all local. Patagonia, Nogales, I mean, some from Tucson as well. Yeah, definitely. We'd most certainly be the biggest employer in Patagonia, no, that's not too difficult. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Did the state give you any indication that they intend to keep that review process moving quicker, or was this just a one?
No, definitely, they've committed. We had a meeting with the governor 3 weeks ago, maybe. And they're committed to following the process and meeting their timelines. And I would say on the APP permit and these, we're probably a month behind where we wanted to be. About a month behind, really.
It's not 24 years.
No, I'm not complaining about that. I mean, these are complex things and sometimes they take a little longer and we set aggressive timelines. So no, they're committed to it and they're certainly holding that commitment today. I have no complaints.
Who's engineering your water treatment plant?
It's a design build, so we're out to tender to those companies at the moment. Yep.
Do you have confidence that the community around you is aware that you're proceeding at, let's say, light speed, and there's not going to be a federal regulatory process that will bog this down for years? So is the community up to speed as to how fast you're planning on moving?
So we certainly keep people informed of that. You know, whether the realization is there, because, you know, most of the projects big mining projects in Arizona have been stymied by that federal aspect. So I'm not sure everyone believes that we can go as fast as we can, and sometimes I woke up the other morning at 2 a.m. thinking, is this really gonna happen? But we're delivering so far, so they've been made aware, but whether they believe it, whether everyone here believes it, I don't know.
Any other questions? Richard, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Mr. Conway,
Oh, yeah.
you want your website up?
Sure, if you want to pull it up, I guess that would be good. We're getting a new website.
What, EGS.org?
What's that?
What is it?
AZGS. Oh, excuse, yeah, azgs.az.gov. That's our old website, but that's okay. Very good, yeah, that's it.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Mike Conway with the Arizona Geological Survey. Can you hear me in the back okay? Oh, very good. I got a couple of news items for you. First of all, we're coming up on 18 months having moved out of state government to the University of Arizona. It took us a while to get sort of comfortable with the situation, but we're doing much better now, and Governor Ducey signed a budget bill included our state allocation for the next 3 years. So we're really doing well, and we're out there looking for external funds. We made our first new hire. Andrew Sapos, who's a data scientist, is coming to work with us. He's also heading up our geoinformatics team. We have a database of over 400,000 pages of historic unpublished mining data for the state of Arizona. And one of the things Andrew's going to be helping us do is try and mine the information in that database. Right now it's available online, but it's difficult sometimes to find what you're looking for. We're looking to use artificial intelligence to go in there and harvest real data real quickly. And we'll keep you informed on the progress of that. We are starting to work with the University of Arizona Geosciences and the Lowell Institute of Mineral Resources to restart the AZGS's economic geology program. We have not had an economic geologist on board since 1990. So this will be a new start for us, get us back into the minerals game and minerals exploration game a little bit, and pull together some resources that we can show the state what sorts of natural resources are out there, what sorts of mineral resources, where they exist, and how they can be harvested. So we'll be working with, as I said, UA Geosciences and the Lowell Institute on that. And lastly, we are restarting, and we have restarted the Arizona Mining Review e-video magazine, which we began in 2013 under Lee Allison. We've made 40, I think we're on the 41st or 42nd episode. We're up in Hayden with Joe Wilkins at the Hayden Smelter just about a month ago, and we'll be looking to interview other people and coming out to the mining community so that we can help tell your story and get that story out to a larger audience. And I want to thank the Mining Foundation of the Southwest, who's underwriting that program. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike is in Joe Wilhelm.
Joe Wilkins. Did I say Wilkins?
Yeah, that's all right.
Joe Wilkins is a miner. Joe Wilkins.
Speaking of Mining Foundation of Southwest, Tom.
I'll just do it from here. By the way, on your table, there's a little card in front of there. That little card, you know, with your smartphones and everything like that, makes it easier to join the foundation. Foundation is $100 and they support, really will help fund our program, which is our outreach program where we're trying to reach school children, grade school, middle school, to teach a little bit about geology and the mining industry. Pam Wilkinson does that. We're on the verge of hiring Pam's replacement here pretty quickly, so that's continuing. Also, our annual banquet is coming up on December 2nd, Saturday. Terry Goldberg, the CEO of Newmont, is this year's inductee. We have a great program planned for you. We're in a smaller room this year because the bigger room wasn't available, but we're going to fill that smaller room. There are a few seats left. If you join the foundation, that gets you $50 off the ticket too, by the way. So anyway, I want to thank many of the people in here who your companies have sponsored this year's foundation. It's going to be another successful program. So we look forward to seeing you all there.
Thank you,
I'll be
Tom.
there. $100 membership fee is also tax deductible.
Yes. And I guess the last thing I want to say is that it's a big weekend. The SME student chapter has their golf tournament on Saturday. Then we have the banquet on Saturday night. Sydney will tell you about the casino night that the Eagles sponsors on Sunday, and then the SME conference on Monday. So that's going to be a big weekend.
It is. Yay, thank you.
You're up.
Hey, you can move your cameras now.
At the end?
Yeah, okay. Couple of important announcements. Yes, on Sunday night, we kick off the SME conference, that's the next day, with our casino night. So we've almost sold out of sponsorships. I just got a text from Laren, I know some Laren folks here, saying they're in for a gold sponsorship. So we just sold another sponsorship just now. So if your company's not a sponsor, contact me because it's going to be a great time. Our theme is a night in Tombstone. So we've got a Western theme this time. We've got all the casino tables and all of that. Now, if you are an Amigos member and you're not sponsoring, we do invite you to come. You are, all the Amigos members are invited to attend. And so we'll see you Sunday night, December 3rd at the Marriott in Tucson for a night at Tombstone. So see me if you want to sponsor. Then, the other thing Amigos is working on right now is a new marketing campaign that will be digital and video and that kind of thing. And it's about how much mining matters to us. And so, if anybody does not want to be on video in that, you can just step aside. Because right now, I'm going to make you all stars. It'll only take 5 minutes. It'll only take 5 minutes. But you have 3 lines to say, all together in unison, okay? 3 lines. Maybe we can do it in one take. I'm not sure. So first line you're going to all say is mining matters in unison. So I'll go. Everybody ready? Let's go. Mining matters. Awesome. Terrific. Now you can get a little more animated when you say it. Mining matters. You know, act like you believe it. Okay. So let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Mining matters. I'm going to start contacting Amigos members to do little snippets. If your company is interested in being a part of this, because at the end of this, you will have this video for you too. So we'll be promoting mining, but then you can add the part where, you know, we're Crest Insurance and we believe in mining and you can have this to help market your own company. So if you want to be a part of this with a little bit more, all we'll ask you to say is, hi, I'm Jim, I'm with this company, and we provide this to mines. That's why it matters to me. So it'll be something very short like that. We'll get you on video, and then we'll just be real quick, short, snappy video. But please email me if you'd be interested in being a part of this video, and we'll get you all set up to do that, okay? That's my lengthy announcements.
Man,
I'm finished.
good. I don't know, Bill, you want to follow that?
We're very proud to be able to have Sydney act as our chief cheerleader, but things don't happen if we don't become active members and stay active. Obviously, the last number of years, we've fought a recession in Arizona, but we are at a point where we're now seeing activity at the mines, whether it's leaders with the circle having taken almost 3 decades to get a project going, to stuff in Florence in with Arizona mining. But we still have a long way to go, and we don't really have a presentation from Rosemont, but I think we're all in anticipation of, in the next number of months, that will become in the forefront. And it is going to be a time where we need to have everybody active, whether it's through your Amigos membership or helping Rick and I with SABC. The goal is we cannot let the opposition diminish the impact that all these mines will have on our local economy and the national economy. Just remember, in February, March, we normally have a mining event. We try to celebrate what mining means to Arizona by having a mining appreciation event. And Rick is working out details, but we're trying to evolve it around a possible major speaker. So the date is a little in flux. But next year would be probably one of the greatest opportunities for us to really get out there and promote mining very actively. You know, way back when Rosemont first started some of its public hearings, we had T-shirts and we had little get-togethers. I do see the need next year to drown out the opposition. They're going to infer that the Forest Service didn't do a good job. They're going to say that you know, maybe the Corps of Engineers could go back and do it different. But once the momentum shifts to where you potentially have an active project in start mode, we need to make sure that the lawsuits and our elected officials do everything possible to keep the project rolling. So next year will probably be a very strategic year for us. So please stay as active as you can be in both Amigos and SABC. And it takes not just attendance at meetings, but sometimes a financial commitment. SABC's big fundraiser usually is the mining appreciation event. And we are trying to consolidate the message. So we've had changes in Phoenix at ARPA with the Mining Association. So Steve Trussell kind of running both organizations. We expect to be more aligned with them. And I think that the Mining Appreciation event that's coming up early next year will be a chance to collate all the efforts and get everybody solidified and to celebrate the successes that we're having. And to make sure that people realize that, first off, there is no gem show without mining, but also Arizona is a mining state and we need to be proud of it and support it. That's all I have. Please stay active with the organizations. And Rick, I don't know if you want to work out on something?
Yeah, just to, I guess, follow up with Bill saying, it's last year, how many of you were at the Mining Appreciation event last year? Well, we had over 400 attendees and we actually pretty much sold out. And it's going to be hard to duplicate the Women in Mining program because of our co-chairs are just phenomenal. So this year, we're looking at having a big old party. Bring some music, some dancing, some food, libations, but more importantly, the camaraderie that has evolved around this industry for many, many years, and to really let the rest of the state of Arizona. And also, I will tell you, next year's election year, so you can imagine every politician, wannabe politician, and we'll be there too. But it's a great opportunity for us to showcase who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do. I always enjoy the testimonials I hear from people that are retired miners. They talk about how they put their kids and now their grandkids are going to college because of the ability and the livelihoods that this industry has provided. So you all have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, and stay tuned for your future email blasts. Thank you all.